All right, 7:42. Welcome back to Acadiana's Morning News. Rob Kirkpatrick with Bernadette Lee.
You
and
are
joined
the man.
in studio. Well, thanks. It's a good pick-me-up on a
I just
Tuesday
thought,
morning.
It's a Tuesday. Why not?
Appreciate it.
Okay.
Joining us in studio now, Candyce Perret, an attorney, business owner, former city prosecutor, now running for a seat on the Third Circuit Court of Appeal.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Great to meet you. Finally, I've seen your billboards. There's an ad in today's newspaper as well.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit. See, I have learned so much in the past year, speaking to different candidates for judge and different seats, and learning so much about it, and how much comes to like interpretation and how important that is when it's the law. What's your kind of general outlook if you were to give a 30,000-foot look of Candyce Perret?
Well, I live here in Lafayette. I live here in Lafayette with my husband and 3 children. Our family is very active in the community. Our family has served Acadiana for the last 15 years and continues to serve Acadiana through our Family Cancer Center, the Miles Perret Cancer Center, as well as other nonprofits in the community. And that is very near and dear to our hearts and important. I was raised to believe that I believe in hard work and giving back to the community and doing what you can to give back. And I've been practicing law for 20 years. I am from Marksville, so I'm a country girl.
Yeah.
I started my practice in a small country firm where we kind of took anything that came through the door.
Sure.
So I've practiced, I've handled virtually every type of case that would come before the Third Circuit.
Well, that's so important, especially here in this area where you don't have to drive too many miles from where we're sitting right here in the middle of the city to a rural area. So there's so much intertwined and everything with that. You know, Lafayette's a growing place, and a lot of the cities in our area and in that would fall under this seat. How do you kind of manage that? I mean, just different kind of cases, and you have a big business community here as well as a big agriculture community. I mean, what do you think the role does the law play in all that?
Well, what I was going to add was I also started my career as a city prosecutor, which a lot of people don't know. So I've worked hand in hand with law enforcement, keeping our family safe. I have been a business attorney. I am also a small business owner, and I've handled every type of case virtually all types of cases.
We were talking a little bit before we got started. Faith and family is a big thing for you, a big part of it.
Very, very important to us.
In what you do, you have the ability to ruin someone's life. Or to, okay, I'm saying that in the nicest way possible.
No, but you're right.
But I'm saying
there's a lot of power in the law.
Or present a turning point in someone's life, to grow from. I would just in talking to you, imagine you probably gravitate more towards using the law where you need to protect people, but helping people too.
Well, this is kind of where this started for me. My love of the law and my decision to become an attorney started when I was just 15 years old, and my parents were involved in a very bitter custody dispute. And they put me on the stand to testify about which parent I wanted to live with. And the judge in that case was not very kind to me and my brother. And it was at that point that I decided, the court should be a fair and equitable place, and we should treat everyone with respect, even children. And that's where I really decided I'm going to be a lawyer, and I'm going to do something to protect the rights of others and those who can't protect themselves.
It's a really, really interesting.
I find that fascinating, and fascinating that you would discuss that too. Same situation for me. I was not on the stand, but taken before a judge, and it was a very brief conversation. But I remember feeling so overwhelmed as a little young person. But that judge...
And helpless.
Helpless.
Yes.
And I felt as if I was dismissed. And for a little person, you're in the middle of all this. So I think that I think it's amazing that you're willing to talk about that and share that story.
Well, I feel like everyone, the lawyers, the witnesses, anyone that comes in the court deserves respect. And that's how I intend to treat people who are before me when I'm elected.
So the special election has been called for March 25th. Now, this is the seat that was formerly held by Jimmy Genovese, if I'm correct. So March 25th, a lot of ground that it covers, 8 parishes: Acadia, Allen, Evangeline, Iberia, Lafayette, St. Landry, St. Martin, and Vermilion as well. Really big chunk. It's
a lot of ground to cover. In fact, it's the largest district in the Third Circuit. And so anybody listening, if you can hear KPEL, you can probably vote for me. So So please go out and vote on March 25th.
Yeah.
We will keep up with you, of course, as we get closer to March 25th. We'll talk a couple more times, of course, as we get closer. And just really great to meet you.
Yeah.
So great to meet you guys. Thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate it. I'm just trying to get my message out there and let people know who I am.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Well, we will put all this information up on our website and share it on our various social media channels. Appreciate your time. Candyce Perret, appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, it is 7:47, and it looks like it's pretty good outside. We'll check on traffic coming up.